Hello Aries, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Mary Sue and I'm so grateful that you're here. So today we are doing your February general reading. So this is good for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising. And if you're enjoying the content that I create or resonating with the message, I'd really appreciate it if you would consider like, commenting, or subscribing. Okay, let's get into your reading. Let's see what we have here. Chameleon Spirit, act as if. You know, that's that energy. There's a couple of different ways I read that, you know, as far as like fake it till you make it type of energy. And sometimes, you know, the other thing is that sometimes we have to try to blend in until we figure out where we're going, or sometimes blend in, you know, the chameleon hat is like camouflage, right? You know, camouflage is used when we're trying to blend in so that we can protect ourselves. So we're going to see in the tarot where this might be leading. There might be a need for you to protect yourself. Optimism, that's good, and fear. Can we possibly have two more opposite energies? You know, optimism and fear. So this is really interesting because optimism is your top card. This is what you're possibly showing the world, acting as if you're optimistic about a situation or something in your life. And underneath, you have all this fear. You know, it's about, you know, trying to blend in. You could be at work if you're concerned there's going to be cutbacks at work or something. You could be acting as, oh no, everything's good, everything's positive. You know, if you're in a relationship and perhaps, you know, there's some conflict or something, or you have some concerns, you could be acting to the outside world as if everything is great, no problems here, you know, but underneath there's a lot of fear. So let's go ahead and see where this is leading. So Aries, I just saw a Hierophant. So, you know, that could have something to do with a long-term committed relationship or marriage. You could be kind of, you know, feeling a little uneasy. They want me to take a look at the bottom here, so let's do that. Squirrel Spirit, believe in yourself. Interesting because I think Sagittarius had that energy. So another fire sign. But this energy of, you know, believe in yourself. Be optimistic. You know, even though your fears may be, and I have to say, you know, we're still going through some retrogrades. February 3rd, all the planets start going, you know, will be direct. Mercury's the last one, and it goes direct on February 3rd. So there's this energy of, you know, of a lot of fears, anxiety coming up in the, you know, collective. So if you have been having some issues sleeping, or just, you know, almost like, I'm getting a sense of maybe even having panic attacks or something like that. You know, you may be trying to calm your fears, trying to stay optimistic about a certain situation, but, you know, underneath you have a lot of this fear. I do feel like for some of that fear, once the planets do move into, you know, a direct path and are no longer in retrograde, that it may help. It may help with some of that. So let's go to the tarot. Your present energy. Hierophant. See, it's coming out again. So the Hierophant is representative of, you know, it could be a long-term committed relationship, a marriage. It could be, you know, higher learning. It sometimes has to do with governments or your belief systems, you know. So I feel like there's something here that's being shaken, you know. It's kind of getting down to your core beliefs about how do you feel about a situation. And you might be saying to, you know, others around you, you may even be saying it to yourself that you think this is going to be okay, it's going to work out or something, but underneath you have some fears that it's not. Yeah, Five of Cups on the bottom. You know, this energy of being sad, you know, knowing that there has to be a change. You know, the Five of Cups, the fives to me are, you know, there needs to be a change. And in this, you know, she's holding onto the branch. It has 2 blossoms on it, but she's looking at the 3 blossoms in the water that are being washed away. You know, this energy of knowing that something has to change, something has to give. And sometimes, we get to choose what we let go of, and sometimes we can't. It's taken from us. So let's see what we have here. Queen of Cups. This is your area of resistance or your obstacle. Having a hard time at this time to really step into loving yourself, Aries. This energy of nurturing yourself, taking good care of yourself. I'm going to say, I do feel like you're being a little bit, affected here by the planets in retrograde, because this is an energy that I have seen for the collective, and you are the first sign that I've seen where it's really been affecting you in your reading, more than any of the other signs. And so, when we're in, when we have this fear underneath, even if we're trying to show the happy face, when we have this, it's sometimes hard to have the energy or the focus to take care of ourselves, right? I mean, we've all been there where it's kind of like, that the best thing for you would be to exercise or to eat healthy foods, to try to get your 8 hours of sleep, to drink your water. And yet at the same time, it's like all of your energy is going into showing this happy face to the outside world. And so you don't have that energy within you, that motivation to do what would even make you feel better physically and even emotionally, right? Mentally. Because when we exercise and we eat healthy foods and stuff, we just feel better. But it's kind of like when we have this going on, it just seems like, the ice cream, the sugary foods, or the carbohydrates, or, binge watching, TV or movies or something like that feels more comforting to us than maybe going for a walk or even taking a bubble bath, So I encourage you to really try to do at least one little thing for yourself every day, even if it's just a 5-minute walk outside to get some fresh air and to clear your mind, right? Just sitting in a chair and playing some music, some soft music or something, just to try to quiet your mind a little bit. Because I do feel like this is a little bit of a difficult energy. So let's see where we're going with this. What is the advice? The advice is to allow this to end. 10 of Swords. So there is some difficult ending. This is why we have this here. It could be the ending of a long-term committed relationship, a marriage. It could be the ending of, maybe even a career or a business that you've started, the ending of a project. We're going to clarify, but the initial feeling that I get is to allow it to end. I feel like, this is ending or whatever, but it's kind of like by putting on the happy face, you could actually be, almost like prolonging the ending. Sometimes it's almost better to step into it and grieve it and work through it instead of, pretending it's not happening. Really interesting energy. King of Swords. Seeing the clarity of the situation for what it is. Gaining your independence. Hermit and 9 of Pentacles. 2 solitary energies. Seeing the clarity that, you are going to be on your own, but what does that bring? Yes, that's sad. And I feel like, especially if it's a marriage or a relationship, that was, very committed, or the end of a job or something, there is sadness there. Going ahead and embracing that sadness, but then also looking at the potential blessings that are ahead on your path by gaining your independence, right? By gaining your independence and your time to be alone, you can have the opportunity to learn more about yourself. You have the opportunity to build your independence and your strength. You may be sitting there going, yeah, but Mary Sue, that's not what I want. But it's about taking a moment to be optimistic about what is ahead on your path. She's just embracing the beginning of a path. If you see there, right? She's just stepping onto the path. Being optimistic about what is ahead. Looking at this situation and saying, okay, I'm leaving one chapter of my life, but I am starting another chapter. The 10 is the end. This is all the swords in your back. It's a very difficult energy, but it's as if there are no other swords. You're at the end. Like, you could be sitting there going, oh my gosh, but they'll probably bring out another sword. No, the 10 of swords, you're at the end. So it's stepping into this optimism of stepping onto this new path and knowing, okay, I took all those swords. It was painful. But now I don't have to fear that there's any more swords. There's a strong message here of not to fear, that you've been through the worst. From this point on, it is going to be good. Yeah, King of Wands, look at this. This is your energy, stepping into your power. The King of Wands doesn't mind being... The King of Wands is very much of a leader energy, just a little bit selfish. The Queen of Cups, some people think the Queen of Cups is a little bit selfish because she makes sure her cup is full before she gives to anybody else. But that's not selfish. That's taking care of herself. The King of Wands is, hey, this is my drum. I'm playing the song I want to play on my drum. And if you want to come along and follow me and listen to my song, that's fine. And if you don't, that's okay too. I mean, both of these are about stepping onto your path and embracing, embracing it with enthusiasm. Allowing the judgment on the bottom, interesting. That's kind of like a rebirth card. Realizing the worst is over. And now I get to step on this new path, and there's going to be new opportunities, new people, new relationships ahead for me. And sometimes that can be a little scary, right? But at the same time, it's like, no, the universe has my back. I'm going to be good. It's going to be amazing. So let's see. Yeah, so you had King of Wands again on the bottom. Nice. Okay. What you're seeing here about a belief system that you had perhaps around love, but something about that is that what you really want is something that is giving and taking, right? You give out, but you allow love to come in too. Or whatever this is, if it's money, you give out your energy, your talents, your time, and then in return, right, you are, compensated for your time and your energy and your talents. And then you give out more, and then you get more. And it's this flow, this ebb and flow of give and take. I feel like that is the lesson that you're learning through this experience. You may have given a lot more and you didn't allow others to give to you, or you were, not understanding just how worthy you are. The Queen of Cups knows how much she's worth, right? That's why she spends so much time taking care of herself, because she doesn't expect anybody else to take care of her. She realizes that we all need to take care of ourselves first, right? And then we can give to others. And I feel like that is the core value, the belief system that you are working on with this situation, that you may have given too much in this relationship or situation and not allowed, in a way, for this person to give back to you or this situation to give back to you. Now, you could be saying, yeah, but they weren't willing to give to me, right? Then there's two ways to look at that. Were you allowing this to come in, the love or the money or recognition, whatever it was in this situation? Were you really allowing it to come in? Or why didn't you leave earlier? Right? Because we can give and give and give, and then at some point there's no more to give, right? But when we're in toxic relationships, we can give and give and give until there is no more to give, and then we still try to give some more, right? And it's kind of like, I mean, I was in a relationship like that, and it's kind of like, well, okay, why did I give so much? Why didn't I leave earlier? It's like you're recognizing why you overgave in this situation. It's valuable information and wisdom that you are gaining. You're adding it to your core beliefs that, okay, I learned from that situation, right? I learned that I give, but I also have I feel worthy enough to allow somebody else to love me or to give back to me. And if they're not willing to do that, then okay, I get my chariot and I go. Like I'm not saying that you keep score, right? But it's kind of like, if you're not getting anything in return, why are you staying around? And that is the obstacle that you have been working on, is working on understanding just how worthy you are and that you deserve to be reciprocated in whatever it is that you're putting out to the universe or to a relationship. So yeah, this is causing you a lot. Oh my goodness. Yeah. You're getting to choose again. That's the good news, Aries. Yeah. So this is a difficult energy. This is what you are, your obstacle. The Queen of Cups doesn't take any of this. This is a toxic situation that, is been going on for some time, is causing you a lot of anxiety. Here's that fear just really almost riveting you. But it's a toxic situation. It's something that you feel, for some reason, truly attached to, like cannot move away from. The way to move away from it is to step into loving yourself. This is such a toxic situation that it's like you have no love for yourself. You have given away all the love that you have to this person or situation. And then it's like there is nothing left to give. And yet you're still trying to figure out, how can I give more to this situation? Yeah, it's a difficult energy, because here is your advice: to realize this has to end. However that means for you. Do you need to find a new job? Do you need to have a conversation with this person? Or is this a situation where you need to move on? You need to get in the chariot and move away from this situation. Yeah, because you have the Two of Wands. You chose to be in this situation. I mean, we all have to take accountability when we stay in a situation. There are reasons we stay. Maybe we feel like it can be healed. Maybe, there's something there that, we can work on or whatever. But at some point, it's kind of like, okay, I chose this wand, but now I want to choose a different path. Because this path is bringing me, this is not a good energy to be in. And especially if it's being, put upon you, right? You know, especially with this here, this is sometimes the breadcrumbing energy of, you know, that somebody might tell you what they want to what you want to hear for a little while, but then they never follow through. You know, promises that are never kept, that type of energy. But they do that in order for when we're in a toxic situation so that we'll stay. Because they're getting so much out of the relationship. We're giving so much to them that they're kind of like, oh yeah, well, I'll promise Aries that, you know, I'm going to change, or I'll promise Aries that, you know, I'm going to not be in third party situations again, or, you know, I'm not going to work too much, or whatever it is that they may be promising, right? But it's kind of like, how many times do they break the promise before we recognize, oh, well, here's just another broken promise coming my way. Okay, I think I'll get my chariot and go away. You know, it's stepping into that energy of realizing, okay, how many times are they going to break my heart? And at some point, you know, we just have to ask ourselves, like, how many more times can I go through this with this person? Okay, so let's see. Yeah, 3 of Cups, 7 of Wands. Yeah, I do feel 4 of Pentacles. You may not be expressing yourself as much as you're feeling with this person, kind of acting as if everything's okay. You may be trying to make plans to get your finances in order to move on, to start building your own life. And you're just kind of like trying to get that into place. I do feel like there is that third party energy is here, and third party does not mean it has to be another person. It can, but it's also, you know, being addicted to some substance or to shopping, gambling. It could be, you know, just a workaholic, you know, just there's something that they put their time and energy into that is not this relationship or is detrimental to this relationship. And it's as if, yeah, like how many times is this going to happen before you kind of like resist the temptation of staying here and allowing it to end? You know, you have the 10 of Swords with the 10 of Wands, putting down the burdens of this, you know, this very difficult energy that you have here. Let's see what we have under here. 7 of Wands, 9 of Wands, Ace of Pentacles. Yeah. Just really needing this energy of moving on, of realizing this is not healthy. This is not healthy for you. It's not healthy if, you know, you have, say, you know, you're married and you have children or something. You know, sometimes we stay in relationships because, you know, you don't want to break a family up. But there is an energy here of a true imbalance in this relationship, of somebody kind of, you know, spending time and energy on something that is not good for this relationship. You know, you have a toxic situation here. So, oh my gosh, I love this. Queen of Wands, look at this. Yeah, I think you're moving on. I'm not saying this is going to happen overnight, but you definitely have somebody in the future that is, you know, a counterpart for you. You know, somebody that is truly meant for you. Somebody that is going to give you a solid offer. You know, not this breadcrumbing offer, but a solid offer, a promise, and keeping that promise. That allows you to love yourself and they love you. You know, this energy of I promise to love you, right? I promise to cherish you. I promise to see your light. That's a lovely energy. Wanting to put time and energy into building this relationship. Wow, really nice. Yeah, I feel like for some of you, you've already left this relationship. It's maybe an energy of realizing it's really over, or, you know, stepping into the energy of, yes, this, you're turning the corner. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. I feel like you're turning the corner. You're ready to step onto this new path. Yeah. And I feel like some of you have stepped onto the path, but you haven't embraced it. And now it's kind of like, yeah, I got that. I got it. When I'm connected to my joyful presence, I attract support from the universe. Yeah. And I think you are, because look at, the universe is bringing you somebody, you know. We have judgment underneath that. I feel, wow, this is interesting. I feel as if, you know, there is going to be a rebirth after a broken heart. It's truly the phoenix rising, you know. You stepping into the Empress is a new you. You know, this energy of, I'm building a new life. I'm going after my 9 of Cups. I'm putting my wishes in, and then 10 of Cups underneath that. Yeah, I really do. I feel like it's as if you're you're turning the corner. It's like the victory lap, you know? It's kind of like, okay, I got this. And I'm ready to stretch my legs, you know, and start to run a little bit faster. You know, you're getting your feet underneath you, you know. You know, it's kind of like if you haven't run for a long time, it just feels awkward and everything. And now it's kind of like, no, you're starting to get into your flow. You're understanding that when you get into that sense of joy, then the universe comes in and gives you all the support that you need. Really nice. Well, Aries, I do wish you much love and light in this situation. Please do make sure that you're taking good care of yourself as you're transitioning through this energy. And if you have resonated with this message, I really would appreciate if you'd like or subscribe, or even, you know, if you're willing to share your story in the comments below, because sometimes that does help other people on similar journeys. And I'll see you soon. Bye for now.